Dashboard design. It's the most searched topic on YouTube when it comes to Power BI. Most people think it's a secret layout or a certain color palette which is restricting their reports from going to that next level. But here's the thing, we need to take a step back and understand most reports are built with visualizations. And those visualizations are the fundamentals when it comes to your design. So in this video, we'll be learning how to turn any visualization, so things like this, to visualizations that look like this. This will in turn allow any design, any color palette to look great based on some certain tricks and some guardrails that you can utilize when you're creating your visualizations. So stick around, there's some really cool tricks in this video. But before we do, I'm Raja, the Power BI guy, and I teach Power BI, SQL, Excel, and just general data content. So do like and subscribe for more videos like this, but let's just go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and learn how to create any visualization that looks great no matter what report you put them in. So the first thing we need to focus on is our visual background. So right now we have our native background, but if we go to size and style in the format pane, we have our background and visual border. Now this looks okay, but it's quite restrictive in terms of wider formatting. So this is why I always recommend either creating your own background in PowerPoint, or if you're like me and lazy, where you insert and then go to shapes, and let's set up a rounded rectangle. So let's set the shape style to rounded, set the corners to 5%, turn off our border, and then set the fill to white. This will now give us the baseline for any visualization that we create. So let's just send this to the back. This will now give us more freedom in terms of our visualizations. So always create a visual background. The next thing that we're going to look at is our y-axis. So in this example, we have our y-axis and our data labels that are on. But here's the issue, you don't need both. It just includes more clutter into your visualization. Because we have the highest value here and the lowest, we can pick either the y-axis or the data labels. But here's the thing, if you turn off your y-axis values, it will get rid of your grid lines. So here's a neat little trick you can use, where if you just set the y-axis color, so the actual values, to the same as your background, you can then have the grid lines whilst removing that y-axis. This looks really great for your visualizations. So we've got rid of our y-axis. Let's talk about white space. Now this is not referring to the space between visuals, this is actually within the visualization itself. So if we make this smaller, we need to have consistent spacing between our borders and the visual border itself as well. This allows your visualization to breathe, and it will simply make any visualization you create look better. And we can immediately see with that white space, it simply just fits better into our background. Hence why we created a background in the first place. It just is better for your visualizations. The next thing is our titles. So the native title, so let's just turn that on. I find quite restrictive in terms of the positioning and what we can do. So what I always do is use a text box, and the first header is more of a descriptive around what the visual does, and the subheader is the detail. So in terms of formatting, if we create a text box, make sure that your alignment once again is in the corners nicely. We might have to fiddle with this, but for now that works. And let's call this, how are our cells performing by region. Let's set this font to Seguo UI. Let's set that to 14. And now, if we go bold, we have our header. And what we can do is copy this. So let's just bring that there. Let's copy this and bring another one below. Always go a couple font size smaller. So if we set that to 11, and now this is going to be my detail. So let's say cells by region and previous month. And we can get rid of that. And what we should do is set our font color to an off shade of black. So let's set it to a gray. And we can see we now have our header and our subheader. So you can tweak this just to get better spacing, but our visual is looking much cleaner. Our titles are a lot clearer, and we still have freedom now to adjust this better than if we were just having one visual and using the native titles. The next thing we need to focus on is our legends. So natively, they sit in the top left-hand side. The next thing we'll move on to is our legends. By default, they go into our top left-hand corner, but this is not familiar or the best place for a legend. And in this example, we've had to create, using a really neat trick, a bespoke legend that allows us to position it anywhere we want. But first of all, let's start off with our native legend. you always want that in the top right or bottom center. So let's go ahead and adjust that by going to our legend and then setting that to bottom center. And we can see that looks better. It looks way better than if it was just in the top left-hand corner. Now, in terms of creating your own bespoke legend, the trick is, and what you can do, it's really simple. If we create a pie chart, we can just insert what we want for our legend. So if we insert that there and then turn on our legend, turn off the title, we now have a completely free legend that we can position anywhere in our visuals. So this is a really neat trick if you're creating more bespoke visuals, because you have a free floating legend. Now, note you do have to adjust the colors. It is a bit of a manual exercise there, but it's a give or take. If you need that free floating legend, that's how you create one. So moving on to the next guardrail. Now that you've got white space, your titles, you tend to have free space in your visuals. When it comes to data storytelling, utilize this space to give an aggregation or highlight something in your data. So in this example, we're looking at sales. So I've put an aggregation of our sales in the top right hand corner. But if this was, for example, looking at products, we could have the best and the worst in the top right, and it presents that data story better. So utilize the free space in your visuals to include better summaries. It will make your visuals look a lot more insightful, and it looks a lot better as well. And the final thing before we move on to our before and after is adjusting the formatting of our line and bar charts. So if we take a look at this line chart, I always suggest going to lines and then setting the width of the line to 4. It makes your actual value a lot more pronounced, especially when you're using a shade area. And you do have the option to make this smooth. So if we go to interpolation type, we can set that to smooth, which is a lot more of a modern UI. But you do have to be careful because this can skew your data a little bit. But in terms of design, it does look better. But once again, it doesn't really matter. As long as you make your width thicker, your visualization will look great. Now, in terms of bar charts, what you can do is go to columns and then layout. So ensure you have all selected. We can now adjust the spacing if we want overlap. So in this example, we have our sales and in the previous month. What we could do for our previous month and the color is set that to, for example, a gray. So it shows that really good split between our current and previous. So do play around with the layout when it comes to your bar charts, because it makes the reports more bespoke. You're not just leaving it on the default features. So that's two options and considerations. But in terms of line chart, always set your line thickness to 4 at the minimum. So let's take a look at the before and after, and we can see a noticeable difference. We have our initial visual, which was quite cluttered. It didn't look that great, to something that looks a lot more bespoke. We haven't done any fancy tricks or bespoke coding. We've simply just followed some simple steps to make it look much better. So what were they? Utilize backgrounds. Either have the y-axis or the data labels on. White space within your visuals. Make sure it's aligned on all the corners and you give your visualization room to breathe. If you have free space, have that high level aggregation because it supports that data story. And then your legends, ensure you place them in the bottom center or on the right hand side. Now there is a bonus trick. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And this is to do with combining visuals. When you're creating visualizations, don't think of them as individual items. Think you can have multiple things in one background. So let's go ahead and just do one example. Let's create this. And what I'll do is copy this KPI card where we have our total sales. And now we can add another supporting piece of information. This does not have to sit in isolation. So I could grab a bar chart and then in here, let's bring in our segment. Let's bring in our total sales. And when we do this, just turn off most things. So let's turn off our y-axis. Let's turn off our y-axis. And we can see now we have another card visual where we have our high level, we have a supporting piece of information, and our reports look a lot more. So always think you can combine multiple visuals. Don't leave them as static elements. Hopefully this video was useful. If you've made it this far, do like and subscribe. But without further ado, I'm checking out.